So hello everyone, today is day 5 of my implementation journey. So basically what I have done today is I watched this playlist on LangGraph. So previously we have studied like LangChain, working on chatbots, a bit of AI agents. So here what we have studied is basically mainly use of LangGraph. So yeah, LangGraph was much interesting. You can say like we had more control over the pipeline or the workflow or the entire code. Okay, so let me just walk through over the entire playlist. I will just keep things short and I will try to like recall what I have learned. Okay, so first there was a concept of level of autonomy. Okay, let's leave that. The concept of agents and tools. So agents, what I think, they take actions here simply, and they contain LLMs. They can use tools if required, and then just give out output. And there is certain degree of autonomicity. We can say that they can think, like they can decide whether to take actions or not. They can think that whether a tool is required or not. So that's what makes an agent. And this is my level of understanding till yet. Great. And here then we came on the concept of the drawback of React agents. Oh, basically, so what is React agent? Simple, reasoning and action. Suppose we get a user input. You ask us, uh, what is the weather in, let's leave it. Uh, okay, what is the weather in Bangalore? So basically, then the observer is, then the system will observe like, okay, now I need to calculate, I need to find the weather in Bangalore. So this is observation. Then action is reasoning, and then action. Action, what we have to find, there must be a tool. We have to look for a tool so that we can find the weather in background for today. So we search for tool, and then we will take action. We will in using in the tool we'll give input Bangalore weather today. Then we'll repeat this step. Reasoning, action. So this kind of becomes a cycle. Okay, the same, and then comes the reflection agent. Reflection, the same as reflection, like there is some kind of critic. Let's say I have given an output, like I asked a question, write a poem for me. Okay, there is a generator, simple, and it just gives me our output. Now I want to generate, I want to make another agent, or keep an LM which can work on improving this. So let's say I have written a 2-line poem. So it will say no, the poem is a bit long, the poem is not funny, or the poem is like too dark, whatever it is. So it will try to improve it. It will give suggestion, and we will just we the same way work and GAN. There is generator and there is a discriminator. Come something like this. We give and we get an output from the generator, and now there is a critic part, and critic tries to improve it. This is what for the same ways go for reflection. Yes, structure LM outputs. Many times we want the our LM outputs to look like certain way. Like let's say we want it to give as first give me my name, then give me my age, then give me my salary, then give me my occupation in certain format. So in that cases we go for structure LM outputs, and then come reflection. Okay, so we have discussed reflection. From reflection, it goes on reflection. So in reflection, we use tools. Basically, here this was simple. There was no use of tools. Basically, here we use tools like to add live data. Let's say you have asked some recent question. Recent question is very simple, a very popular one. What is the weather in Delhi? So it can't answer this without using tool. It need to do web search or some weather API call. So here we can say get a better response, because and also yeah, not for all the questions. Let's say I have asked, great, write me an essay on global warming. Okay, great. So if first it will give me a same way. There is a generator. It will give me some response, and in response there will be first is response, and there is also reminded. There is response. There is search keywords. There is one more term. Response, critique, and search keywords. And now we have search keywords. We will search on it, and then we will try to improve our uh, response. So you're getting it. So here, the last way there was a response, there was a critic, and but here we also need search words, like how can we improve our like response or output, LM response or output using the live data or using the Google, let's say Google data, like you or using search. Are you getting it? In Reflexion, there is simple generator and critique. We try to improve it. There is no use of tools or any live additional data, but here in Reflexion, we use that concept. There's many other more thing. I'm just keeping it simple. What is state graph? Huh. So earlier when we tried, like we we were facing the problems in chatbot. We were trying to recall obvious conversation, but it was not so. So we tried to add something like memory concept. So here state graph is same here. State means we in reinforcement learning we learned the concept state. State means situation. Like I am present here. What is my state? Okay, I'm very, let's say there's temperature, certain temperature 25 degrees Celsius. The fan is off. There's a drinking bottle. I'm keeping a pen in my hand. Like what is this kind of situation? The same way state graph. State means there's certain nodes or whatever this, let's say there's generator, there's a critique, or we are at a certain point. So we want to know that how the variables or how the values are changing. Let's say uh, you are a generator LM. So basically, so you want to know what was the question, what was the response, what was the critique, and if there was like search word concept, what was the search word at that time, those concepts. There's a manual state transformation, declarative and state transformation. But these are things just we are changing, like you can say the parameters in state graph. We define what we want to store. Like earlier there was simple memory. We just want to record the conversation. Like we were only storing the messages, the question I asked and the output given by the AI. But here we are going step further. We want to store more data. We want to understand. Achha, when was the question asked? And at which time I was communicating, and how was the memory, like what was the memory at that time. So these are the other simple like parameters we want to store or we want to recall, we want to keep. It is for further use, whatever we can say. And there is some again the react, the same using an action, but we are using LangGraph here. Okay. There's a chatbot, and here you build a chatbot using LangGraph. In the previous we were using LangChains, and here chatbot with memory and chatbot with SQLite. Okay, so basically what happens, let's say we run the code and we kind of when we let's say create, okay, where the chatbot is running, suppose there's chatbot, we can say run number one. So we have 5 conversations. In the first conversation we ask something, and second conversation it will recall the first one, and third it will call 1 2, and fourth recall 1 2 3 4, and fifth recall 1 2 3 4 5. Let's say if you restart the program, it will forget all of previous conversation. So we don't want that. Sometimes we want, like let's say I asked a question, I am talking to my chatbot today. I used saying order me a pizza of this flavor, and suppose I come back a week later. I don't want my chatbot or AI agent to not let's say our system to forget it. So we can save in at a SQLite saver. So basically, we have saved our entire conversation or the data which we are interested uh, in SQL. So basically, let's say we come back a week later, or so basically we can access those data. Not access, we can say our LLMs recalls that data, not recalls. Okay, recalls. Recalls are good, but recalls won't be any problem. Okay, great. So in the human in the loop. So here we are keeping human in the loop. Let's say you are a certain situation, you want to know if you need to use a tool or not. If you want to, let's say you're writing a post, if you want to make it more funny, if you want to make it short or long, like you can just keeping human in the loop. You are asking like adding a touch of human. You are asking us to input yes or no or just whatever our input may be at that situation to improve our system. System is a good word to improve our code, to improve our project. Great human in the loop. And then rags. The rags is simpler whatever we did before. And here was we use rag as a tool also. So basically we need to think, do we need to use rag here? Like these concepts. And there was a multi-agent. The multi-agent, there is a one big agent. Let's say a leader of a team and decides, okay, this is a project. This goes to software developer, this goes to ML scientist, this goes to a guy who knows about design, and this goes to a guy who handles social media. So like these concepts, a single agent, it decides uh, where the tools know where the message will be passed, nahi, like which agent will be further called, which agent will be used, like this. Okay. The streaming also there. Actually, there was also a concept of Langsmith before. So Langsmith basically, you can say, sometimes when we output in terminal, they things is very messy. So we use Langsmith to get like uh, uh, our output in a proper structured way. And we also know that whatever which at what point which part of the code is running, like what which is being called. Let's say there is a generator is running, critic is running, this tool is running in this way. Great. Streaming is the same. Like we are streaming it on at some place, and there was a stream function as stream. Instead of dot invoke, we're using stream. Okay, great. And there was streaming two types. Okay, where okay two methods. Great. The inverse were okay. Then simple. Keep it simple for now. And then there was this project. Great. So what I did today was just have a basic understanding of LangGraph. I have to do some projects to like to make my understanding better, definitely. And so what I found interesting in lab graphs with the concept of flowchart here, like you can simply think that they start, there is this tool, there's this agent, or there's this node, and here it's simple. Yeah, we have to make tea. Okay, start. Take the pan, or let's say container. I don't know what to call it. Let's say take the container and check if there is milk or not. Okay, there is milk. Take the milk. If there is water, if you want to add water, heat it, let it boil for a certain time. Okay, then there is a question. Ask add human in the loop. If it has boiled to a certain time, like if it is ready to add chapati, yes or no, and there you can add chapati. How much amount there you can eat chili, elaichi, whatever you want to add. Like this a simple flowchart type. So this gives makes it things easier to understand. Like uh, what we need now, like what makes things easier to understand. Like what tools will be needing at this time, where the which part of code is running. You can say it in this way, or in building pipelines are sequential things, or whatever the structure of the code is. It makes things easier. Okay, that's it for now. I will need to work on the projects, then only I things will get better. Okay, then bye bye till then.